Hello, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, I appreciate the support. Either way, cuzzy. My name is Joe Josh. I go by iChart Daily. Today is February 21st, 2024. I was just charting Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I see something that I have to notify you about before I start the video. This is not financial advice. This is a window to my thought process. This is for educational purposes only. Do what you want. I have been doing technical analysis for almost 17 years now. I was taught this process by my father, who was an options trader for almost 30 years. I've been in crypto for now 9, going on 10 years, and this is not my first rodeo. So the first thing that I see is the indicators telling me to take some profit at this level now because blood is on the horizon. The reason why I say that is I use these two indicators to justify price action instead of the news. This is a MACD, this is an RSI. RSI tells me extremely oversold, extremely overbought. It's also the first of the two indicators that's going to give you like a head start, and I'll go through it, right? And the MACD is a trend indicator. Trend lines go with trend indicator. This is a golden cross. Now we're about to have a death cross, and I'll show the impact of both. So the checkbox that goes off in my mind when I'm looking at an RSI, I want to see if the RSI, which is the blue line in my case, golden crosses, makes higher lows and higher highs, and stays above the moving average. Once you see strike 1, which is the break of the moving average, strike 2, which is the break of the 70 line, usually you see strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, which is a retest right here, right? You can see the break and then the retest, the break and the retest. That usually means that we are in for a lot of blood, right? There's section A, there's section B. Section A you always want to be in because then if we stop here, this is a continuation to the upside. Examples A, right? We did not make lower lows, but we made higher highs. Once we did break the 50, we made lower lows. We went 41.8, 47, 39.5. So what I'm seeing right now, and also there's A plus and B minus, right? There is above the 70, and then there's below the 30. Okay. So as of right now, we were in section A plus, and now we're heading into section A. Once we head into section A, I understand that major support's going to be around the 50, right? 40, 55 to 50, showing me right away in my head that we have room to bleed, okay? Room to bleed. And because we have room to bleed, and the RSI is the first mover, that gives this a high probability of actually death crossing. Death crossing is when the shorter time moving average goes below the longer time moving average. And when this happens, it usually shows that the trend is changing for the worse. We're still above the zero line. There's two sections in a MACD. This is section A, this is section B, above or below. And because we're above, that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to make a lower low to this 39.8. That just means we could potentially stay flat, but have a nice little healthy consolidation back to, let's just say, 47 to 44,000. Now, trends going up. Trend lines need to go up, right? These were your trend lines going up. Trend lines going flat. Like I said the other day, now we're going flat. And now I do think once we break the 70 officially, that's why I have an alert here at the 6902. Once that happens, we are breaking the 50,002, which is this level right here, right? What was resistance that turned into support is your 70 line. And I think we instantly go down to the 49.1. Do I think that's the end of it? No, I do think we go back down to the 44,000, to the 43, 42,000. I'll explain why. This is a VPVR, volume profile range. So what you do is you click this little button right here, fixed range volume profile. I went from the high of 53 before the pump to over here, right, the lows. And it gives you a volume profile range, and basically the most amount of volume is going to be here, which is the meat and potatoes. You can see that because this is where the most amount of bars are. So that's what I'm seeing. So what I try and do is I try and do confluence trading. I line up support resistance with the volume profile, with the MACD, with an RSI, the 50 line. Then I look for support and resistance levels this way, and then I look for trend lines going up and down. So I posted the other day that 44,000 has like a triple support system, right? So I do think we potentially have this move first, right? Then we could do something like this, make a lower high, potentially do something like this. I mean, just to give you a better visual, this right here, you would go to bars pattern. I think we're here. I think we go down to here. And I think we do something like that. Exactly. 1, 2, 3. Higher low closer to the 42.7. Higher low meaning these lows every single time are getting higher. This low is higher than this low. This low will be higher than this low, which was 38.6 to potentially 39.8. So, with that being said, what we do is we set an alert at the 68, and you could also set an alert on your MACD death crossing. The next video that I post will explain, once again, what time frame should I be using. It's the one that doesn't lie to you, and you should always use the one that doesn't lie to you first, and then you go backwards, meaning long-term trends predict short-term outcomes. So you could right-click on the MACD, and you could set an alert, right? Set an alert on your MACD crossing, your MACD signal. The signal is the longer time moving average, in my case the color green, so I'm going to set an alert that'll go to my computer, my phone, my email, the whole nine, when the yellow officially does death cross below, showing me that the trend is changing for the worse. You could see here the last time this happened, we went from 37,000 to 35,000. The last time it happened here, we went from 43.9 all the way down to 39.4. Happened here, death cross, we went from 47.3 to 41.5. So with that being said, this one had some squiggly lines. I'm going to do this one live view. This is Ethereum. So this is Ethereum. The first thing I'm seeing is I start on a longer time frame, right? I just told you I start on a time frame that doesn't lie to me, and then I go backwards, meaning when you are overbought, it's the top of the run. When you're oversold, it's when you should be buying. When it death crosses, it just doesn't death cross and golden cross and death crosses. No, it's officially the trend reversal. So we're here, right? We're close to the 73. It's never a good time to buy something when it's extremely overbought. All you have to do is go to any chart, scroll down, and see the cycles, right? See the waves and see what happened to Ethereum every time we were 70 or higher. We had a consolidation. 70 or higher had a consolidation. This is what I mean, right? From 400 all the way down to 139, right? Here again, 88, it went down. But once again, that's when the MACD is death crossed down. Right now, we're still up. And we're close to the halving being literally 2 months away. So what am I seeing? I'm going to go even longer. I want to see where we are on the monthly and how close we are to the 70. For the time being, I'll keep it short for this video. The same thing's going to happen. Unfortunately, because of Bitcoin's dominance over the market, which is right now being 53%, whatever Bitcoin does, it's going to affect the alts behind it. So it looks pretty much the same, right? We have the support system here, the support trend line here. Excuse me. Yeah, we'll keep it white. Okay, we have that support. I do think we break this uptrend. When do we break the uptrend? Well, trend lines go with trend indicator, okay? If a trend indicator is about to death cross in about 1 to 2, possibly 3 days, right? Well, then eventually I think this forms the top the same way this formed the top here. And I think it happens right after. And then support is going to be, excuse me, and I would do the same thing, the VPVR. I'm curious to see where the most amount of volume is, but by doing this for so long, I know it's going to be here because that's where the most amount of price action was for the longest amount of time. So you could just go, excuse me, you could just go from here to here, And yeah, you could see from 2211 to potentially 2449. So once again, 3 levels. I think this goes sideways for a little bit, maybe for like a day, just to see what Bitcoin does, and then eventually we break down. First support level is going to be here, 2780, but I think major support's here at the 2600, and then potentially could do like a little dead cat bounce, right? It'll form like a falling wedge, dead cat bounce, but the macro high will be lower, and I think eventually it does something like this over here. Over here around 2414 to potentially 2500. When does that happen? Look at that. March, right? So once again, this wave did this, right? We consolidated. This wave did this. We consolidated. This wave did this. Now we're going to consolidate even longer and harder because the pumps are getting higher and higher. But overall, it's making, once again, higher lows every single time, right? And if the next low comes down to this area over here, we look like a genius. So that's the video. Love you guys. What I would do is I would set an alert here at, let's just say, what's the price now? 29.25. I would set an alert right below this most recent low here, right here, of the 28.75. So I would set an alert, and then the play would be this. Excuse me. Right, you would probably see like a bounce down to this level here of the 27.65, right? Come back up, retest what was support, but now be resistance back at the 2900. Everyone thinks that it was just another higher low, but technically it is a retest. And then we make another lower low to this one here, like that. Right, and the only thing that matters is the dead cat bounce that happens forms a lower high to the 3000. That's the video. Love you guys. Appreciate the support. Prepare for this tomorrow. Once again, nothing positive when you're getting bearish diverge, hidden bearish, right? Price has been going sideways. Indicators are now going down. I trust the indicators more than the news, and the indicators are telling me one thing. So I'm telling you one thing. Prepare for battle. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the night. If you appreciate these videos, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe. If you know somebody, if you're a part of a group, share the video. New video coming tomorrow. What time frame should I be using? Stay tuned.